The revolution will be televised. This phrase aptly describes the current political climate in Cameroon. Today in Cameroon, a Central African nation with a long-serving president, contested elections, and a growing wave of citizen engagement, we are witnessing a moment that illustrates how modern political change is increasingly mediated through the lens of the camera. This isn't just a Cameroonian story. It is a global democratic story, one that speaks of power, information, and technology, and how all of these things are shaping the political legitimacy in our time. In this analysis, we will explore how Cameroon's current situation reflects broader global trends, why televising the revolution can both empower and limit citizens, and what this means for democracy in the digital age. Cameroon recently held its presidential election, a pivotal event in a country that has been under the leadership of Mr. Paul Biya for over 4 decades. As official results are awaited, tension fills the streets. In cities like Douala, Yaoundé, Bamenda, Chang, citizens are glued to the internet, watching live streams and following up immediate updates on social media in real time. Opposition parties and civil society groups have raised genuine concerns about irregularities, with contrasting numbers emerging from different local officials. Meanwhile, international observers, including the African Union, have issued statements describing the process as peaceful and successful despite the widespread reports of fraud. A subtle undertone of how this revolution can be passed undetected, reinforcing the question, is this revolution being televised? What's striking is the role of the camera. From professional journalists to ordinary citizens with smartphones, Cameroonians are documenting the unfolding story live. And in doing so, they are participating in shaping the narrative. The phrase, "the revolution will not be televised," was coined by Gilles Scott Heron, a poet and musician, as a critique of mainstream media's failure to truly capture the depth of social movements. He argued that real change happens in communities, away from the glossy TV broadcasts. Fast forward to today, and this phrase has morphed. In an era of smartphones, live streams, and citizen journalism, the revolution is being televised. And more to that, it is being live streamed, posted, shared, and even archived. But this revolution raises questions. Does broadcasting change accelerate change, or does it merely create spectacle? Who decides what is getting televised, and whose stories are amplified? And most importantly, can revolutions succeed when they unfold under the watchful eyes of both the supporters and the powerful adversaries? Around the world, we've seen how cameras have become tools of accountability. In Sudan, citizen videos expose military crackdowns. In Hong Kong, live streams from protesters became a key information source when official narratives were suppressed. Cameroon is becoming a part of this new global reality, adapting to the new global trends and the shifts in the digital space. As results are delayed or contested, the camera becomes both witness and amplifier, and in the curious case of Cameroon, a crucial piece of evidence. It can hold leaders accountable. It has ignited conversations. It has galvanized public opinion, and it has made local struggles gain global attention. However, is visibility a guarantee of victory? Is popularity a guarantee of outreach? Cameras can capture history, but they cannot replace the political will, the legal frameworks, or the organized movements. They point us to the problem. They identify the problem, but they do not solve the problem. In Cameroon, there is a heavily embedded political system enshrined in 43 years of power consolidation, which has shrugged off every means politically available, except we are beginning to see a different tone. Authoritarian regimes have learned to adapt. They flood information spaces with disinformation. They control the narrative through state media, or simply they ignore the cameras knowing that attention spans are short. There is a paradox after all. While revolutions and democratic struggles are more visible than they've ever been, visibility does not automatically guarantee change. Meanwhile, social media's speed often outpaces verification. Conflicting numbers, unverified claims, and rumors can undermine trust, even among the citizens seeking change. Cameroon's post-election process is evolving in a very unique way. Competing narratives, delayed official statements, international observers framing events one way and citizens documenting in another way. However, Cameroon's situation is not isolated. It reflects a global democratic challenge. How do societies manage tension between institutional authorities and citizen-driven narratives in the digital age? In Kenya's 2017 election, televised announcements clashed with citizen tallies, leading to court battles. In Belarus, live-stream protests countered officials' denials. In Brazil, WhatsApp became the main arena of political communication. Cameroon's story is part of this tapestry, a moment in which the battle for legitimacy unfolds on screens as much as in counting rooms and courthouses. The camera no longer just records events, it participates in them. It creates pressure, it shapes history in real time. The revolution will be televised. In 2025, that statement is not a warning, it is a reality. The question is not whether the world is watching, because we all know, yes, the world is. What happens after cameras stop rolling? Cameroon stands at the crossroad. Just as many other countries have stood before, the cameras are documenting history. But whether that history bends towards change depends on what happens beyond the lens. In courtrooms, in the hearts of the people, and in what actions they take. The revolution can be televised. But it is realized only when visibility is matched with vigilance, with strategy, and with collective will. We all know the situation in Cameroon. At this point, the biggest question goes out. What will the Constitutional Council do? That is our biggest question. Do you believe that based on what we have seen, a Constitutional Council that is built brick by brick based on recommendations of loyalty from the President of the Republic, and to think that this Constitutional Council is just an arm of the ruling regime? Do you think that they will be willing to let us witness this revolution? What will they do to stop this from happening? What do you think? And this is where we end today's episode, because yes, it's time for us to look into the Constitutional Council. Do you think that they are going to watch us? They are going to let us televise this revolution as it unfolds right in front of our eyes? That is a $1 million question. And I'll see you next time when we talk about this. Thank you for following up with my analysis. I do appreciate it. And please, if you're watching this, kindly subscribe, share, like the video so that we can reach more people. I appreciate you so much. And in the meantime, that is all I have to say about that.